guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reacting to Game Boy accessories by the angry video game nerd Cinemassacre. Let's get into it. Whoa. Yep. It looks different here. That's a good place to pause. Dun, 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 dun.
He's gonna take you back to the past.
What video was that where he was smashing the glass?
Shitty games that suck ass. He'd rather have a buffalo.
Buffalo.
Take a diarrhea dump in his ear. He'd rather eat.
Did he write this song or did his friend? I know his friend made the song, but it feels personal. Most gamers I know are pretty angry.
He's the angry Atari Sega nerd. He's the angry video game nerd.
Here's a story of a little thing that went a long way. It's the Nintendo Game Boy. While not the first portable game console, it was the first to make such a big impact.
I had that one. Maybe. I think I had that one. I know I had the Pokemon Yellow. I had that one for sure, but I might have had this one, or maybe my brother had it. I don't remember.
It was hugely successful.
It was also
some
huge.
amazing exclusive games like Link's Awakening, which alone made it worth it.
I didn't have this one. I just realized it's in black and white.
But lots of the games were just poor versions of NES titles and shameful, watered-down arcade games. It didn't matter how compromised they were. As long as they could fit on a Game Boy cartridge, why not?
Hey, as long as you can play the game in the car while your parents are driving, then that's fine with me.
Only reason to own Street Fighter 2 on Game Boy would be to play it on a trip or something.
Yep.
But what about when you're at home? You better own the console version too, because if all you had was this, oh man, none of these inferiority.
Wow, I don't know, that looks pretty cool. I like the vibe, I like the colors.
Hampered the Game Boy's success, nor did the monochrome graphics. A lot of people say the Game Boy's in black and white, but really, it's more like 4 ugly shades of green.
It was really difficult to see on them, I remember that.
Green has no light, so if you try to play it in the dark, you'll see nothing.
And if you turn on the light in the car, your parents will crash and everyone will die. That was at least what they led us to believe.
You'd think it made a big sensation only because of the novelty of it being portable, and that it would soon fade away once the next thing would come along.
Nope.
But no, that didn't happen.
Nope.
And the competition was fierce. There was the Sega Game Gear, the Atari Lynx, amongst others. They all had color and lighted screens, but that scrappy little Game Boy kicked all their asses.
Game Boy, I don't know what it was about it, but there's something about Game Boy that was just perfect. You know, the other ones I can't speak to because I don't know them, but the Game Boy was just perfect. And maybe because it was like the first real good handheld one or what, but something about it. Except for that green goddamn screen.
It came out in '89 and wasn't discontinued until 2003. During its lifespan, there was Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, and even GameCube.
That one's my favorite, not the GameCube, the Nintendo 64. Oh, what a perfect controller.
Hit the scene before this gray brick with puke-colored graphics finally died out. Also, as famously shown in Nintendo Power, a soldier in the Gulf War had a Game Boy that survived a bomb blast. Even though it was burnt black, it still powered on.
Look, I mean, you sold me. You sold me. Perfect. Perfection. I wonder if they sold that. It's gotta they've sold that, right? Here's the Game Boy that survived a bomb.
You can't stop the Game Boy. They were released in different colors, like black,
Yellow! That's the one I had.
red, and yellow. They even made one transparent.
Yep.
Nintendo Power made stickers, which are still on my only working Game Boy. Then there was the carrying case, which looked like a giant Game Boy.
Peak. Peak. Oh my god, I want that now. I want to use that as a purse. That's incredible.
A whole lineage was started, including the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advance.
That's the one I had! The Game Boy Color Yellow. I'm sorry I keep saying that, but I keep thinking that I see the one I had, but I didn't until that one. I had the Game Boy Color, I had the Pikachu one.
Game Boy Advance SP, which evolved into the DS, and 3
had DS and had 3DS. I feel like there's no reason for me to tell you which ones I had, but this is nostalgic for me.
3DS. But it's impressive how long the original Game Boy stuck around. And naturally, during that time, lots of add-ons were made for it, mostly by third parties. These ranged from practical to flat out ridiculous. And that's what I want to focus on here.
Is it really the gaming industry if they don't make really ridiculous, unnecessary accessories that you end up buying and don't use? Nope. Also, why does he have so many pens in his pocket?
Point is, the Game Boy was a long-lived success, and here's the accessories that probably had nothing to do with it. The Super Game Boy was perhaps the most useful, though it's technically a Super Nintendo add-on, an adapter to play Game Boy games on your TV, colorized with lots of color presets and the option to mix your own color combination.
That's actually pretty cool. I didn't know that they had that. That's neat, and you could change the color. Oh, it's like light mode right now.
There's border graphics and the ability to draw all over it. A total time
If you don't draw a wiener, then you're not my friend.
waster, but how could you resist? Certain games were specifically made for the Super Game Boy with their own color design and borders. But onto the Game Boy. The first thing that comes to mind is the link cable. It's just a simple way to connect two Game Boys so two players could compete in Tetris, for example. But then
That's pretty cool. I know Guy had the one where you could print pictures off of, right? Yeah, that was a cool one too. I hope he talks about that one.
there's the 4-player adapter. It sounds cool, but you need 4 people, 4 copies of the same game, and the game had to be 4-player compatible.
Who has 4 friends? This is kids in the 90s. No one had 4 friends.
That's a rare situation. It would be easier to get the band Witchfinder General back together than getting 4 people to play this thing. Then there's the Game Genie, so you can enter cheat codes. You'd think maybe, just maybe, with this being a portable console, there would be a possibility that it would be the only console to not have Game Genie? But nope. What next? Is there a Game Genie for a Tiger game?
There better be. There better be. I remember the Tiger Game video. He's never been more mad.
So when you're playing in public, everybody will notice this big contraption mounted on the top. Just a big flag to say, hey everybody, I'm cheating. I do have to say, it's really cool that it has a spot that holds the code book. Now you have no excuse to misplace it.
That's actually really smart because I remember when you were young, if you couldn't beat a game, you had to go buy like the game guide from like the store, from the GameStop. And you always ended up losing it or never even using it or not finding it. So this is actually really, really, really smart of them.
With all portable consoles, there was always that issue that when you're going on a trip, you always had to make sure to pack extra batteries. You know there's a battery called God Camel and Die Hard? Yippee double A, motherfucker. But you didn't need any of that because the Game Boy had its own rechargeable battery pack.
Oh.
Sure, you had to buy it separately, but you had the option.
You had to buy everything separately. That's capitalism, baby. I always I remember having different like battery rechargers, and you never end up using them because you can only use the batteries that are rechargeable, and you always just lose them. So just buy the batteries.
But then comes all the weird third-party stuff like the Game Boy solar charger. Oh, come on, you can charge a Game Boy with sunlight? So I tried it.
First of all, no kid is going in the goddamn sunlight with their Game Boy. That's an inside toy. That's an inside car toy. That's not an outside. You're not at the park doing it.
Supposed to lay it out in the sun for up to 8 hours for a full charge. Then you slip your Game Boy in it, you plug the solar unit into the DC input on the side of the Game Boy, and it works. I have no idea how long it lasts, but it works.
Better work for 8 hours. I charged it for 8 hours.
Well, this is an eco-friendly solution right here. I'm impressed. So when it comes to charging a Game Boy, there's many options. Is there anything else I don't know about? Is there a Game Boy Wind charger out there? No matter how you...
That would be so sick. Basically, it'd just be a drone. You could drone around your Game Boy and have it charge it.
Charge the Game Boy. The screen still looks like shit.
Yeah.
And you can't play it in the dark. Well, here comes the newbie light. So apparently it sticks to the top of the Game Boy. So you just clip it on? How's that good? It works. You turn it on, you dim the room lights, or even play.
That's actually peak. I remember with Game Boy, you couldn't see shit. You had to sit directly under a lamp to try and see. Hi guys, sorry to interrupt your video. My name's Tippy Hendrix. If you would like to support the channel, we have an affiliate code with Gamersubs. It's gamersubs.gg. You can get energy drinks, you can get t-shirts, you can get V-cards, desk mats, shaker cups with anime women on them. All you have to do is go to gamersubs.gg, use code DILK for 10% off your entire order, get you some really good anime merch, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Bye! That actually looks really good.
In total darkness, and it does the job. But it takes the same amount of batteries as the Game Boy, so in total, you'd need 8 AA batteries. Damn. Then there's the
Take him out of the smoke alarm, you don't need that.
Light Boy. It's the same concept, except this one has a magnifying glass to make the screen appear larger. This one is hard to fit on. You really gotta shove it on there. This time, it only uses 2 batteries, but the light isn't working. Probably.
Oh, I never liked magnifying glasses because I feel like it distorts it. I don't know if it's the astigmatism or what, or just the bad eyesight, but I feel like it distorts it and you can't really see it.
Broken. Then there's the Light Magic. There must be hundreds of these things. It's the same exact thing as the Light Boy, but it attaches to the Game Boy much easier. Other than that, nothing's different. The light works, so here you can see it in action.
Oh, that looks really good, actually. Why did they make so many friggin' light accessories? I've seen 3 so far, and he said there's more. Why are there so many light accessories?
It's a nice way to boost the visual appeal, but why not just make a new Game Boy model with a normal screen like everything else?
That's what I was gonna say. Why make all these accessories for light? Just put a friggin' light in the Game Boy. Just do it. You know the problem.
Every version of these magnification light things seem to try to top the other. This one, called the Handy Boy, was released by
Handy Boy by STD? Hello? Did no one catch that?
STD? STD? Who in their right mind would name their game company STD?
It prevents you from getting them. It's a game company.
It's got the light thing. Oh shit. Wow, that just flew across the room. Okay, wow. Oh. Wow, that really sucks. That really sucks. I broke that. It was fresh out of the box and it broke. Sure, it was.
To be fair, you gripped that hella hard, that Handy Boy. You gotta loosen your grip, my guy.
It was old, but it seemed like it was hardly used. So I had to rush order a second one on eBay. This one I'm treating as delicately as possible. This one's actually in worse condition, but the amount of use it got probably made it less stiff. This whole thing is ridiculous. Game Gear never did anything like... Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
The good thing about this contraption
is that it looks dumb as hell. That's the good thing? That looks so freaking stupid. That honestly, that the light and then the magnifying glass and then the speakers, you just carry around your Nintendo 64 at that point.
Is that it requires no extra batteries, but there's a light on it. So how does it power on? Well, somehow it taps into the Game Boy's own battery power. The back of the box shows it connecting to the DC port on the side of the Game Boy. But that's a DC input, right? Not an output. Is it both? I tried it, and as expected, it does not work. Not only that, but the moment I plug it in, it shuts the Game Boy down. So this can't be right. Who knows? Maybe somebody out there has tried it this way, and it actually does work, but mine doesn't. However, there is another way to power this thing. Yeah, they gave you a
magic. Also, I feel like it just probably didn't work. There's so many things that they made that they're just like the accessories and things like that, that it just doesn't work. It was never going to work. You buy it and you spend like $50 on it, your parents, and then you're like, yay, and then you're like, this doesn't work.
Second option, as if they knew it sucked. Well, I wish I didn't have to do this, but...
What's that? I feel like that wind-up I should know.
Yeah, look at that. You're supposed to stick it in the battery slot and lay the batteries over it so the contact points and the batteries sandwich it in place. And guess what? It works.
Just put batteries in it. Just make it so it has batteries. That seems dangerous, especially since I would never change my batteries, and then I would check them and then they would be corroded inside of the machine, and I still do that to this day.
Like shit. The light comes on and off at random. I have to constantly jiggle it around to get the light back on, but it keeps going off again.
Yeah.
The screen magnification is all right, but as you can see, my glass really needs cleaning. Then there's the controller add-on. What's the point of this? In case you didn't like the controller that was already there, it was
for fat fingers. For if you have the fingies that don't have the dexterity, maybe? I don't know. It looks so dumb. There's so many contraptions on this. I'm confused on what it's all for.
fine enough. Why do you need this? Does it add anything to the game? Is it any better? No, it's fucking horrible. It's all stiff and awkward. Who'd want to play it like this? The speakers are meant to amplify the sound, in case you didn't think the Game Boy's speakers were loud enough, because that's what...
If I remember correctly, the Game Boy speakers were actually pretty loud. That's one thing I will not fault it. If I remember correctly, I think they were pretty loud.
What you want if you're in public, right? Like if you're on a bus, you want everybody to hear what you're playing. But the speakers on this thing are actually less loud than the Game Boy speakers. Maybe they're full of dust. There is also the amplifier by Newbie, so the idea of making the Game Boy louder became its own line of experiments. But then came the ultimate project. If you want to get serious about your Game Boy, then let me introduce...
Holy crap! The Hulk. Why did they make that? Whose hand fits it? What child's hand fits over that?
The Booster. This big-ass motherfucker is like the mecha combiner robot of the Game Boy family. It would be cool to see it fight a Game Gear, but that would take me extra weeks. It takes C batteries, but the Game Boy...
Do they make C batteries still? I know they make D's for, like, lanterns and whatever, like, if you needed to show someone where a bridge is, but I don't even think I've ever even seen a C battery.
Gets to tap into the booster's power by plugging the booster into its DC input the way it should. So at least they got the power situation worked out. It magnifies and lights the screen just like the others. It has a cover for the front with new controllers, but again, the Game Boy's controls were perfectly fine, so why would you need this?
A lot of the accessories that they made were not fixing a problem, they were just saying, oh, this thing works perfectly fine, let's make it worse. You know, they're like, the Game Boy works perfectly, but how are we going to get more money? We'll just make an accessory that makes it worse and plays harder.
Just get rid of it. As for the speaker volume...
My God.
When would you ever want it that loud? You only play it like a foot away from your face. There's a cartridge compartment on the back, just for convenience. It can hold 4 games, 3 games, 2. It holds only 2 games. Overall, if you didn't like how lightweight and convenient the Game Boy was, and the portability is not something you find appealing, and you wanted something more bulky and awkward, then this is for you. Then there's the Game Boy.
Can I just say they vaguely shaped it like a wiener? Like a wiener and 2 tiny balls. I don't know, I just wanted to get that out there.
Camera. That's right, a camera for
Yeah.
the Game Boy. And there's no complicated installation. You just pop it in like any game cartridge and snap a picture yourself. There's no way this would work. Let me try this.
Yeah! That's so sick! I actually really like that. I think that's really funny.
It works. Wow. This is selfies before selfies. You can save
The OG selfies.
your pictures to albums, you can mess around with them, you can even play built-in games, like this Space Invaders clone. Yeah, it's the most basic game you could possibly play, but hey, why not? For some reason, it has a suicide button that blows yourself up. Then there's all kinds of weird random games. What the
Who is that guy? That's OG Buggy.
hell is that? The more you play around with this, the more strange things happen. But basically,
What?
it's a camera that's a Game Boy cartridge. Oh, I wonder if it works on Super Game Boy.
It's backwards. Look at these horrific photos he took. These look like they belong in a milk carton.
It does. Holy shit. But the camera can't work, can it? Oh my, it actually works. But if you want to take a picture of yourself, you have to turn the Super Nintendo around. The bottom line, it could be done.
It's
But
cool.
hey, look here, I can decorate my face.
This is the least angry I've seen him so far.
Now, this is too much fun.
This actually looks pretty cool. Is this like customizing your character before that was a thing?
Also,
It's the original Mii's.
there was the Game Boy printer.
Yes.
So if you want to print the pictures, yeah, that can happen.
Look at that quality. That's like a passport photo.
Wow. Lots of these Game Boy accessories are rare. Some of the ones that I couldn't get my hands on are the Game Boy FM radio, the Work Boy, where you can plug in a keyboard and turn the Game Boy into a personal computer, just in case you didn't like using a monitor. Then there was the Hudson Soft Kiss Link, which allowed you to connect the Game Boy to the internet and download exclusive gaming content from Hudson's website.
That's pretty cool. I bet I know what kids did on the internet on their Game Boy though. Well, 12-year-old boys. I don't think they went to Hudson's.
There was the Barcode Boy, which was a barcode scanner with games included, where you unlocked certain features by scanning barcodes found on cards and merchandise. There was the Game Boy Pocket Sonar.
Whoa! Fishing?
So if you bring a Game Boy on a fishing trip, you can detect fish up to 65 feet underwater.
That's actually dope. First of all, no dad is allowing their son to bring the Game Boy on the fishing trip, but it's a cool idea.
The Game Boy Color had a mobile phone adapter and a sewing machine. I repeat, a sewing machine that came with a game cart where you choose a sewing pattern and then the machine sews the pattern.
That's so sick. Actually, so some of these are actually pretty interesting. That's what I was wondering. The accessories, make something cool, man. Even if not that many people buy, make something cool.
There were also Game Boy shoes. Big platform.
Okay, hear me out. This is a sick shoe. I would wear this now. Are you kidding me? Look at the tiny Pikachu. You can put your Game Boy in there. You could be at the bar, just being tall as shit, and then pop out a Game Boy.
Form shoes with spaces to fit your Game Boy Color. Yeah, you
Yeah.
look so fucking awesome.
Okay, I like it though.
But then, to top it off, the grand finale. I'm not even emotionally ready to tell you about this. So
Tell
just
me.
sit back. Here it is.
I'm ready.
The Petty Sedate. This
Is that a sleep apnea machine?
thing was intended for hospitals to help children relax when they're about to be put under for surgery or medical procedure.
What?
Essentially, it's a pair of headphones that you plug into the Game Boy. You could probably plug it into any portable gaming console.
Is that for anesthesia? Is that the back thing you hook anesthesia up to? There is no medical doctor on the planet that would allow that.
But more importantly, it has a cup that goes over the child's mouth and releases the sleep gas or laughing gas or whatever it is they need.
Oh my
So
God.
It's the only gaming peripheral I know of that gasses you. Imagine being sedated while playing fucking Dr. Mario. What would
Dr. Mario! That was my favorite mobile game ever.
that be like? Oh my God, I was gonna make up a bunch of fake shit at the end, like the Game Boy dog turd collector. But nothing I can make up can top this. And this thing was real. I mean, it didn't get released, but it was invented and patented. The Game Boy must have been the most multi-purpose thing in existence.
Hey, do you like games, son? Do you want to be able to put it on while you get your surgery? There's no way that the medical field is going to allow that. That's insane.
Astronauts actually took it into space. It could withstand bomb blasts. You could take photos, print, sew, find fish, get sedated. I want to be sedated with the Game Boy. I want to be sedated with the Game Boy. Bam, bam, ba, bam, ba, bam, bam, ba, bam. I want to be
There's the
sedated
crash out
with
I was
the
waiting
Game
for.
Boy.
He needed a good crash out at the end. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you to whoever recommended that. I enjoyed it. If you have anything else you want me to react to, please leave them in the comments below. Or if you are in our Discord, there's a section called Media React Monday. I take videos from both places. If you want to see any of the other fun stuff we do, we stream on Twitch Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, 6 p.m. EST. And all of our other socials are linked in the description box below. And as always, if you want to support the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff does help. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.